hello. I realized I wasn't open to you guys in this chat. I was saying thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all joining us tonight for some Fallout. So big thank you to DK, to Mac, to Sky for being here as we do what we always do, explore the wasteland, see who we can save. That's their mission tonight from the sounds of it. So as I had stepped away from the computer, I'd asked, if you don't mind, who wants to give us any kind of rundown on what their plan is today, what they remember from last week, what direction you all would like to go this evening? I pass you all the mic.
Well, we started at the base that we were at the radio tower.
Mm-hmm.
We moved on. We went back to this little encampment where we had found some information about Hell's Bells and her crew. Mm-hmm. Got a little bit more information there, and we headed back because we saw a trail, and definitely an eerie trail, something that we want to be prepared to go down for. So we headed back to our old friend Rusty Dusty Bones, and we got some supplies, got back on the line with Tom. He told us that things are not going well and that we need to get back there within 2 days. So we're on kind of a time crunch, trying to get this taken care of. Find Hell's Bells before something happens to her, if something already hasn't happened, and also get back to Hope before everyone just kind of up and leaves.
That is a great reminder. Has just covered in that recap that the town is running low on supplies, from food to electricity to drinkable water. It's in need of help, and your big mission, like you said, getting up to the radio tower. This takes us into kind of the next phase of exploration in this game. Us having gone through what we kind of look at as the tutorial mode, and going into now sort of freeform exploration and building of this universe. The town of Hope will be a whole exciting test bed, and the people there have proven themselves to be quite exciting characters. So to those in Twitch chat that are just getting familiar with our story as we begin to tell it over the next couple weeks, that this is something we've been building over the last couple months, mainly since, what was it, March, maybe? April, we got together, started doing this.
Yeah, that was about March, yeah.
We put in a lot of time since. We've taken some good time off. It's been a busy year for all of us. This last year, 2024, in recap. And I'm very excited to see where things go. I'm very excited to take it away. DK, do you want to add anything to this recap of the last week? I think Sky did a phenomenal job in setting that up and addressing some of the time crunch concerns. Anything that's of particular worry to you, or that Jim is fretting or obsessing over?
Not quite, no.
No? Raven, we haven't heard anything from you. I haven't, at least. So anything on your mind? If so, feel free to type it out. Raven doesn't have a microphone, so her character uses a text-to-speech system that is through a fangled Robco-style vocabulator type thing that gives her the ability to speak here in this chat. But again, I haven't heard anything from her. So why don't we see? I'll pull.
Want to pet one of Rusty Cow's.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's their characters, by the way. I should have flopped over to that while we were doing a little bit of a round robin. But Sam is playing a ranger. I should say Sky is playing Sam the ranger. Mac is playing Raven, the tribal character. And DK is playing Jim, the survivor. There, you can see some of those stats and levels fly past. And let's do one of these. Ta-da! So, yeah, there's the house. They're at a farm. This is Rusty Dusty Bones' farm. He is a ghoul. And what do you guys say his character's like? How do you think Rusty presents himself. What's your vibe of him so far? I'm curious to get a temperature check.
He's somewhat of a venture capitalist. Definitely whatever Rusty can do to benefit Rusty is what Rusty will do.
I think that's pretty correct there. Yeah, you guys have had some interesting encounters with him. He's definitely interested in making a living for himself. You know, you can even see it in the house. I think for those that can see the screen there, the Rusty's house is a rather nice, maintained place for the wasteland. So the guy clearly has some connections. And that is what we've gathered from him so far. I think, Raven, you had asked about petting one of the Brahmin. Let's see if I can show that over here on... yeah, there we go. He does have a sort of merchant caravan business, especially in this day and age of Appalachia, where there's a lot of expansion, especially through the Blue Ridge Caravan Trading Company. Lots of different routes being set up, and you all are residing in an area that gets a lot of foot traffic but doesn't have a lot of foundation to it. It's an area that a lot of people pass through on their way from the pit as they go south into Appalachia, potentially hearing rumors of gold in the mountains, riches. Some people are excited to hear that Appalachia has a vibrant wild growth to it, that it's not desolate. Crops actually grow in the fertile soil, or at least in many zones of Appalachia. There are exceptions to that rule, of course. Great tragedies brought to us thanks to the wonderful companies of America that set up ticking time bombs for the people. So aside from some toxic zones, it's a beautiful landscape largely in Appalachia, and this spot is the untamed wilds where people are not. Aside from those like Rusty Bones, you met this wonderful, like you said, sort of venture capitalist man as you were going up to the radio tower to reconnect this region with Foundation, getting a radio signal around. Let me see, can I throw us to that large map maybe? We'll see if this pulls up for everybody. I'm not sure. Sometimes, I'll say, pardon me permanently, everybody, with this. Sometimes alchemy is just a bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah. I don't know what it's doing now. Well, it's still not showing the tactical map. That's a bummer. Can you all see the tactical map that's up there now? The one that has the actual green markers?
Yes. If I bring up tactical mode.
There's not a way for me to do that in this window, is there? Oh, no. How did I do that last time? There was some... Oh, is it that I switched? How strange. If I take our cameras off of there, even though it doesn't say it does that, that's the button. Okay. Well, to those viewing at home, oh, cool. I can zoom in and everything. Nice. We are right now at Rusty's farm. Oh, that is so cool. To anyone that has the stream up, including you guys, if you get a chance to pull it up on another tab. I mean, you don't have to, but it'll be a little bit behind what I'm saying anyway. And of course, you can see it directly in front of you in Alchemy, but still, for the sake of it, looks really great for the viewers. We got Rusty's farm there. They had passed on their way from the Town of Hope, the little chapel icon, passed by some raiders, and they went up to the radio tower. Now back at the farm, we got some missing comrades to look for. I think it's time. I've rambled much too much, but I hope that's a good setup for folks at home. We'll piece things together as we go. Where all would you like to take it away? You guys want to catch up in the house here and decide on some new plans? I'll flip us back into farm house mode. And maybe you could, how about you tell Rusty what you're up here to today? So he's walking into the living room. So yes.
Jinx.
What are you doing? What's our plans around here?
If it looks like it's breaking at dawn, we're gonna be heading out soon. We've got to go find Hell's Bells, and her last comrade that's with her.
Okay, I got you. Fine, and fair enough. You rest up. If you need anything else, you let me know tonight. But your friends, well, are you staying around here? We got Lena and Amelia, and where's your Mr. Handy? Is he doing anything helpful? Hey, you could be cooking for us. Get some stuff ready for breakfast. Alfred's in the kitchen there. He flies over. Yes, sir. I can happily handle that task. No problem. Thank you for sharing your bounty with us. To which Alfred opens up the refrigerator, and there is a lot of food in there for a man living out here in what we kind of called the wilds a bit ago. His farm has been rather successful in turning over good amounts of food, and seems like he's able to either scavenge a lot of extra supplies or potentially get them through those trade routes, whatever he's up to. Passing it back to you all.
It'd be much appreciated if you could make some breakfast, Alfred.
No problem, Master Sam. Is there anything in particular you have a craving for? Actually, there's some good supplies in here. If there is anything you want, potentially flag that. Is there any food people want?
I know for certain that Raven's going to want some sugar bombs here in the morning.
Oh, definitely found a box of sugar bombs. And you can see there's actually multiple stacked in the pantry there. That he is a stocked man. As Alfred opens it, there's a good supply. Pulls out a box, sets it up for breakfast for Raven.
Sugar bombs, what are those?
The cereal. I'm certain that you've eaten them before. We had them yesterday.
Is she okay? Is there something wrong with her? What's wrong with you? Sugar bombs? You don't know those? They're everywhere. Like literally, actually. That's how I have so many. They're everywhere. Did she get hit in the head last time you guys were out?
It's possible. It happens. We live pretty rough life sometimes. We're pretty dangerous.
I am fine, Mr. Rusty. I have swamp gas.
Not in a good way.
You know what?
Oh, that is.
You know what? Hold on a second. I have just the thing for you. And you know what? Because of your question, he is concerned. Actually, you know what? He's not concerned. Venture capitalist. He's quite excited. He's rummaging through a sort of medicine bag he's pulled out from underneath of the sink in the kitchen. And you can see as he's getting into some of his more serious chems, you can see things that look like injectables, like Psycho, Jet, Jet's I believe Huffable, Overdrive. He's got some things that you can probably have. Anyone here, if you're curious to take a gander at what he's going through, he's going to present something to you, but if you want to take a more detailed look as he's rummaging in his bag, anyone with good perception skills is welcome to take a roll at this. I'll just say it's a difficulty 2. Well, not even. Difficulty 1. Raven, you want to do that? You got a good perception survival. You're in there. Sam, I think you're in there. I don't know, Jim, if you're in the kitchen with him or not.
I'm not, but no, I don't. But I don't also. Yeah.
Well, again, if anyone wants to take a roll, you could see a little bit more of what his supply is here. Otherwise, just let me know.
I was just going to say that I didn't.
What you got, Mr. Rusty?
Also, let me see alchemy too. Is that yours just now, Mac? Okay. So you got 2 successes on that? Oh, wonderful. So put 1 point in your action point pool. And Again, I kind of tease some of these, but Raven, if you, I don't know, if you don't know sugar bombs, maybe you wouldn't know some of these. So I'll just say there are what looks like some injectables that could be, it could be overdrive, it could be psycho buff. You don't know. All you know is it's something like that. You can tell there are some stim packs in there, very obviously. You can see jet, which again is the more huffable, looks like an inhaler type. Very clearly you can make out some labels, well, you can simply read them. You see Calmex Daddy-O, and he's got an assortment of mentats, and that's what you see him grab onto. He pulls out some berry mentats and says, look, I got some of these. These are some pretty hot things. I'll just say that some days I like to take them just for the hell of it. But berry mentats, they're good for your brain. I mean, really good. Actually, I mean, again, we could all have some berry mentats. If you're interested in buying them, he is willing to sell berry mentats for 60 caps a piece. They are a rarity 3 item. They would reduce the difficulty of intelligence tests by 2. So, just an offer. Look, I'm willing to part with these. You're a good person. You're a good friend. Look, you've been doing great work around here. You got more work to do to pay off maybe destroying my barn, but I'd put this on your tab. To anyone else in the room, to say, I'll just say sort of, also is a little bit of a passive effect for Raven having done so well on that. You would at least, and you can fill in the details for yourself on the other chems, but you would at least pick up that he's got like a good supply of other like name brand things that he's collected. He's not doing bad on the chem and food front at the house.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm a little bit spent on caps. Although I am glad that you have some of the name brand stuff. I don't know any of that. I don't know about any of that post-war made junk. that makes me a bit worried.
Hey, you do you. I always have whatever you need, or can get it at least.
All my caps gone, but that jet sound fun.
Well, I like you even more. Destroy a barn, have some fun. Listen, you all go on this little adventure of yours after you get some food in the morning. What else was wanted? Alfred was taking orders. Was there anything else folks wanted? You know what your friend wants, Jim? I'll catch up with your other comrades soon enough.
You know, while we're out here, if it gets dangerous, I might need those mentats. So I have 43 caps. Can you put the rest on the tab?
You know what? I can do that for you. Not a problem. Sure. And he has like a little notepad near like the refrigerator in there. Actually, he's going to go ahead and put it right on the refrigerator. You kind of see I guess there's a couple other notes there as well. Things that is now you're honing in on it, right? These are the things you would otherwise ignore and completely look past. But now that you can see him, his little sheet of what used to be white paper on a notepad, now dingier and a little more war-torn. He goes ahead and puts it up there with your name on it and a running tally of what's going on. I don't remember if there's anything else for you from last week. If you guys don't mind keeping for yourselves a little bit of the tally too, just so we both have it. It's an honor system here, you know. The rules, it's not a competition in this game, just some good old-fashioned fun. So, you know, if people don't mind tracking, if you're going to put something on his tab. I think I have a little bit of a list from last week too, so I'll pull that up too later.
The original price was 60, right?
This is for Berry Mentats. The cost is 60, yes. If you had a discount last week that you had earned, you can still apply that. Do you remember? You did succeed, and you did lower the price. Do you remember how much that is?
10%.
So 10%. Yep, you can pay that amount.
So it looks like I owe. It looks like I owe you 11 caps, Rusty.
That's easy. Not a problem. You guys are doing enough work around here. That's hardly a concern of mine. I'm just happy that the area's getting cleaned up, if I'm going to be honest, taking care of the wildlife around here. But, hey, now that we're actually getting back together, I got to tell you, I know your plans to go out there. I do think something was around here the other night still. Those wolves. I don't know if that was all of it. I don't have anything more than that. I can't say more. I didn't see more. I just... A lot's been going on. You've been thinning the herd out there, literally. None of my animals got attacked. Nothing changed. But that's kind of the weirdest part, isn't it? This place is kind of damaged. Sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, look, there's holes. If that was a predator, when did it come in here?
Well, I would say we'll keep an eye out on our way out, and if you hear anything, we'll be back here soon to try to establish that caravan, get you rolling out to Hope. So we'll be back in touch with you in case there's any news.
Okay. And for the rest of you, if you're not making a pick of your own things, you're getting pork and beans in the morning. If that's fine with you. If you got any complaints, take it up with your robot. And on that note, I'm out. I'm going to bed. Good night. And unless you have anything extra for him, he is going to go ahead and proceed
It's okay, I can kill it me. Good hunter, Mr. Rusty, sir. Good night.
Good night, good night. Look, I got to go put some more boards over the wall in my bedroom before I go to sleep, because I think that wolf had torn off like a part of his wall. So, yeah, he's got to go and do some more repairs before he goes to sleep. For tonight, expect to hear some hammering and nailing up there.
So it is nighttime right now?
Is that what you would like it to be? I don't think I have a time for us. Did we want to just, you guys wanted to sleep and then proceed on, or you want to go out in the day, or he could just be going up there to fix things now? I thought it was later, but I could be totally wrong. You headed out in the morning, didn't you? So I have my day upside down.
We just hadn't discussed at the end if we were, like, what time it was and if we were sleeping. I don't know exactly what time it was at the end, if we were staying for the night.
Because you had slept. Did you sleep? Pardon me, everybody. That's my brain. Did you slept during the night when you were out in the field? Is that correct? And you got up at daybreak and then headed back here.
Yes, you are right. And it's not like we meandered around here all day, really.
It's totally up to you guys what you want to do. If your characters want, does anyone have more ailments? Like, Mac, you have more issues. What I guess I'm proposing to all of you is that one of the additional features to consider as we're going forward again are the fatigue systems. And if you have a more rested day, that could be good for you. However, again, you are looking for a friend who is missing. So you might want to be quick. We could just say that he's going up there to fix up his room. He does not say goodnight. That's a faux pas on my part. We'll write that out of it. But yeah, do you guys want to head out now in the day to go looking for Hell's Bells?
Based on time, that would probably be best.
Sure.
And like the 2-day timer starts now, right?
Yes, we'll say that.
Okay. Then, yeah, we should probably head out.
Okay, so we will say 2-day timer starts now. You are able to take whatever sort of direction and heading you want. I don't think you have a lot to go on from recollection. So we're building this out as a team as we go. Work with me here for just a second. You know that you had found an encampment that was just recently rested in, and I can pull that up here in a moment too. You found that encampment that was just recently rested in. You had found some kind of notes there, I think, that were written, just saying it was there was something weird. People had been taken. No real conclusion to that, and sort of felt like a little bit of a cold case, or like the trail is starting to get cold. What's the plan for today and heading out there? Any specific directions? And
with Max keen survival skills, we did find a trailhead near that encampment that when she kind of approached it, there was like no sound. Basically, it was like all the sound had just like had been drowned out.
Yeah.
So I figured we would take the 3-hour hike back there, and then start from there.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh yeah, that trail lead to something scary, Mr. Sam.
I'm thinking the same thing, but it seems to be our only lead, unfortunately. It seems like the only way out is through.
Okay, me good hunter.
That is true indeed. And I think with the 5 of us, we should have pretty good odds.
Also, we could use Jim as bait.
Huh, no. I don't want to be bait. I don't want to die.
Me joking.
Good.
We'll figure out the semantics whenever it comes to pass.
What about that robot thing? We could Mr. Hand. We can use Alfred. He's got no sentience. He wouldn't miss.
Yeah, we could tie a couple of Mirelurk pieces to him. But if that's all, if y'all are ready to head out.
Yes, could
I
dress
say-
him as Radstag.
That is true. I say as I pull out my shotgun and prepare to walk out.
Okay, Raven, can you go ahead? This is going to again be a difficulty 0 test, so it's just to get an idea of how successfully you make it there, and if we can shave even some time off of that 3-hour journey that Sam reminded us of. If you could go ahead and roll the 2D.
Come on, dice.
6s, yeah. Go for it. Perception survival for you. Excellent. 2 successes. So you can add 2 action points back into the team pool there. And with that, that's an amazing high score there. Like, you got great perception and survival to score on those. That's wonderful. So with that, we'll say you do shave a little time off. 2 successes on that test. Knowing the path, knowing the urgency, you guys can get there in about, we'll say 2 hours. 2.5 hours is probably fair. 2.5 hours. You shave a whole half hour off your trip because, again, trekking it now, you're a little more familiar with it. You're on your way, even past what we can see here on the map in front of us. This just being, again, the encampment that you had found before and it stayed at that night. That's true that as you had explored, you had found zones where it became weirdly quiet, as if there was just something strange in that neck of the woods. And as you get back to the same location, very clearly, Raven, you are very astutely aware of where you are. You notice this time that's not the case. Maybe it's due to the time of day. Maybe it's due to the fact that you all had just trekked through here the other day. Maybe it was just you being sort of fatigued on your journey. But now you notice that a little bit of life has come back right here. If you want to try investigating the area or spreading out from here, if people want to fan out and look in different directions, you have a pretty good time of day. What do you say? Do you all think it's probably about maybe noon now at this stage after you had trekked back to Rusty's? You talked to them. You would maybe, we can also say, by the way, you ate all that food we discussed sort of loosely. We're talking about for the morning, but we could say that people did eat their food, pork and beans. Raven, if you wanted the sugar bombs, or again, you can all just have them in your inventory if you just wanted to take them for the road more specifically. It doesn't have to be something you ate there. But just to say that in your coming back here, would that sound like noon to everybody?
Yeah, noon, 12:30.
Works for me. Let's say it's about 12:30 then. You got some good sun. Sounds like a perfect day for exploration. Anyone have any ideas? And by the way, we didn't really discuss who came with you. Did you? I think Amelia would have stayed back at this point. Did you want to bring Alfred with you this time because you were doing the plan with him?
Yes, we'll take him just in case we need him to cut through the bush. We need his little saw.
Excellent. Let me see here if I have.
Wow, this place seemed normal. Now I must be losing my grip. We should scout, but be careful, boys.
Sorry. Alfred's going to chime in and say, I'm quite concerned out here. It's... My senses are not exactly aligned all of a sudden. I'm having trouble making out details at a farther distance. It's a hard interference to explain. I may proceed to run diagnostics if that's okay with you all.
Absolutely. There's definitely a strange presence. I think we all can feel something.
Did Al eat them bad shrooms?
What a funny question. I don't eat, but compared to what I understand of some humans digesting things they should not, maybe this is comparable. My vision out at a distance beyond, and he kind of sort of gestures to some trees or markage there. Beyond that, my senses become quite distorted, as if, well, I don't know. You can see that Alfred's very much like trying to process what he's going through. Some sort of different change to his mechanisms that he's not used to. If anyone wants to try and help him, like Jim or anything, if you're interested in running like any kind of diagnostic with him, with repair or intelligence or science involved, you could try and offer that. If not, he'll go and proceed to do his own sort of diagnostics. But just an offer to everyone out there.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. With that, Alfred sort of taps you. Master Jim, could you assist? Well, an awkward question, but if you could take a look at one of my optical sensors, and he lowers the eye stalk towards you, and it's sort of one of the kind of panel sort of thing, keeping a covering on a plate, sort of just slides back just a bit, a little automatically, as if there's some sort of maybe kind of a panel that would articulate a little bit of its emotion, giving it that semi-human feel. Sort of slides back, and you can see in some sort of circuits there. And this looks to be kind of a sort of maintenance access to its optical systems. So if you want to go ahead and run or roll for a difficulty 2, and again, you can do this is probably repair and intelligence for this test.
Okay.
Excellent. Great crits tonight, everybody. I see some great crits in chat. That is awesome. With that, the physical circuitry there is fine, which is a little bit telling, because if there's not physical damage to these, it leads you to believe that it is something potentially environmental. And one thing that you probably would think of very quickly, Jim, that all people that have survived up top for a while would worry about is radiation. That if you're around certain types of radiation, cameras start to act funny, that it begins to blur sensors. And that would lead you to believe this zone could be radioactive. Hard to tell anything else without him getting some internal data now to spit back, which he will have for you shortly. But your confirmation here is that it's definitely not physical. It's definitely something environmental, which leave you with a little bit of a mystery on your hands. For now, we'll see what he says. Oh, Master Jim, thank you for taking a look. Was there anything good to report? Bad? Am I dying?
Well, no. Not dying per se. There's something very much environmental here. I was kind of toying with the idea that this might be an irradiated zone of some sort. I would need more data to understand, but as for now, it seems that could be a reason.
An irradiated zone? No, that could be quite alarming. Go ahead, Master Sam. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a damn shame that Amelia didn't come with us. I know that. I think that those Pip-Boys have a Geiger counter on them.
You'd be correct, I think. Shame, indeed.
That is a shame. Well, is it possible that we use my optical sensors in some fashion to serve as a bit of a makeshift Geiger counter? Or what do you think, Master Jim? Could we turn them into some sort of device to help us maybe see the path of greater radiation?
Well,
What S's radiation is that bad air Mom warned me about?
Well, I think we definitely could. The only issue is I would need to get hardwired access into your systems to update the mainframe and add some parameters, but we're nowhere near a computer that could do that, so it doesn't seem like we'll have that opportunity right now.
Well, that is quite unfortunate. That was my best idea. I don't have a secondary idea yet. Let me get back to you. he's going to go into a maintenance mode, allowing you all some time to think.
Anyone have any Radex on them? I don't.
I've got closest I've got is a diluted RadAway, but of course that's for after radiation hits.
Well, I picked up some of that as well.
Maybe the robot in bunker has something to help us, but that is long way to hike.
Yeah, I don't remember how far the distance was between this bunker and that one. It was something like an hour to 2 hours, wasn't it? Such a bad DM. I don't know that I wrote that down last week.
Sound about right.
Sorry, you guys. New DM, new to tabletops, doesn't write down what the distances are that he tells people, having too much fun in the moment. Someone out there make some notes. So that is an option. You could proceed up that way. You guys could simply just explore too. Or again, you could, I think you're right, DK, that you would need probably more advanced tools to do something like that. But even if you could jury rig something, I'm just throwing out that as a possibility. I think he'd be open to that. But I do not necessarily, I'm not leading you anywhere because I don't have a plan. Meaning, like, I'm not saying that would or wouldn't work. But maybe even, I wonder if it'd be possible, could you... I just am wondering if there's something else you could tweak on him or something to do that. I'm just thinking of the material you guys have on hand.
I mean, I could try, but, like, I'm risking, not getting any successes, but... So, I mean, but there's no downside. I think I should give it a shot.
We have a lot of AP as well.
That is true.
So what would be the best sort of approach to this type of thing? Do we think that, like, you could maybe sort of, like, readjust his sensor so what he's processing, that he's processing it all differently? Like right now, what he's processing is like the kind of like the normal world around us, if you will, that he would be seeing it more through almost like an ultraviolet style setup. Where that's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Maybe we're talking about like putting, like, he would have a filter over what he's seeing usually. Maybe that would help detect radiation. Like he'd be able to see like larger like concentrations of it or something. You're the scientist, not me. So
that is right.
I'll let you. You can tell us what you want to do specifically there.
Ooh. I would say we could. I guess we could, if possible, readjust his sensors to look for gamma rays emitting from the environment, and that might be able to give us some sort of indication. I mean, there would need to be, like I said, more of an advanced, like hardwired into the system to update things and readjust the different settings in the mainframe. But at least for now, I could rewire it if possible, and try to get the gamma rays detected and see about getting things that way. But of course, there's always complications that can arise. But I could possibly try.
I think that sounds like a very reasonable plan. I will say this. With that description, I think that sounds like we're probably looking at a difficulty 4 test on this, like you say, something that's hard to do. Mr. Handy's not meant for this sort of user customization. The chassis is, but not his optical sensors. So with that being said, a difficult test. I don't know if your comrades here feel comfortable assisting in something like this, but I think if they have a good enough rationale of what they want to do to lend assistance, I would allow them to roll some dice. Now, that being said, I don't know if either of them feel comfortable in surgery on a Mr. Handy in the field, and I'm not sure exactly what you might want to utilize them for. But I will just throw out that is an option. How much AP is in your pool, by the way? Is this? I hope I'm not giving you an insurmountable one, but that. Oh, you got a full pool.
Yes.
Okay.
I have some Berryman tats, Jim. If you want to take them, and maybe they'll steady your hands a bit.
I'd like to ask not only you but also Raven, if you could, if you have anything in your inventories that might be of use, in terms of maybe something that could be used to aid in actually rewiring the sensors. If you have anything
I have a machete I can help open Al up, Mr. Jim.
Okay. Sam?
I don't have any tiny.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, right?
Well, I will take those mentats. I think that would be very beneficial if I consume that, and
by all means,
that would give us a chance to get this thing rewired, hopefully.
Here you go. By all means, take them.
All right.
Very good. This is a good strategy that's coming together here. I like it.
Also have a mine. Will that help?
Sorry, Raven. No, that won't help in this situation. Maybe for some other more violent and pressing matters, but for this, no.
No booms.
No.
No booms. Well, with that being said, you can go ahead and consume the berry mentats. They, let's see, reduce the difficulty of intelligence test, which that exactly qualifies. That will be reduced by difficulty of 2. So, wow, that brings us down from a difficulty 4 test to a difficulty 2. It says a portion of mentats reformulated to promote brain activity and memory. Let's see. You do have to roll to see if you're going to become addicted to these, which is just great. I don't know how that system works. I forget. We haven't done it yet. Addictive 2. We might back burner that one just for a bit because, that addiction wouldn't start right away anyway. So duration, it is a lasting one. So this stays for a little while. That means that you will have this DK at least to the end of the next, sorry, this is open-ended, but it always will be, but to the end of the next logical conclusion of wherever we are in the storyline here. So that means probably at the end of tonight's session, though that could extend based on what you're doing. So at least you have it for the whole rest of the play session tonight. All of your intelligence tests reduced by 2 difficulty.
Okay.
So if you would like to proceed, you're again welcome to buy any dice you would like. You're welcome to add some to your pool if you want to spend some of those action points. Difficulty 2. I think Raven was saying maybe she could assist with somehow. Something about a machete.
She did have a machete, but I'm not so sure that'll be necessary.
I'm gonna say unfortunately, Sam and Raven cannot assist beyond just moral support there. They won't be able to lend in on that one. But I mean, Sam did, I think. Sam really rocketed through with that. That is an amazing, huge... That's as if Sam counted basically as if both of them had scored a success. So that's great. If you think of it that way.
Yeah.
Jim, I will pray to the Mothman.
Well, that's all that you can do.
Okay. You're welcome to go ahead and roll another repair and intelligence test. Oh, I didn't... Okay, did you want to add any dice to that? You didn't? Okay. Do you get to re-roll that one with your... do you have your coat lets you do that, maybe? Or did we use that last time? You can go ahead and re-roll one of those. Probably the 13 there. Ugh. Well, that's about actually all you can do. With that, you are unable to fully complete your delicate and intricate rewiring of your Mr. Handy's eye stalk. There is some success while you're wiring around there. You hope for the best and you close it up. And with that, your Alfred sort of shakes back to life. Master Jim, I don't think my vision has improved any. In fact, I think it looks possibly a little bit worse out of that eye. Is the radiation getting worse, or is it me?
Yeah, it seems to be quite stronger down in that area where the trail begins.
Well, I don't think I am going to be as much help. With his sort of readjustment to his eye, Alfred is going to be a little bit out of the mix for the next little bit. He's kind of needing to, again, sort of readjust that procedure not going perfectly. You didn't have a complication, so he's not like sort of impeded in any way, other than sort of needing to sort out this readjustment. And by the sounds of his grumbling, polite grumbling, of course, not accusatory, you get the note, Jim, that he would like a formal tune-up whenever you're back to a workbench next. It seems to potentially be bothering him with some of his weapons handling, at least out of one direction. Okay, comrades.
Well, if that's the case, if he's a bit messed up, I mean, we can go head fast, or I mean, we can spend some time and try to go back to where Modus is, like we discussed prior.
Ooh.
Maybe he has a flashlight if we have to go up during the night.
Raven's typing. Hello to Uberlord and chat. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for joining us for our Fallout TTRPG night. We're trying to do it every Sunday. Oh, by the way, to the people in chat, or to the guys in the call here, if you want to do a group multi-stream one of these nights for this, that's also on the table. You know, we could do one of those like knock, and it puts us all in the same like Twitch thing. It shows us all interlinked, all for the future as we get things settled. Just to put it on your radars as an option. Sorry, Raven, proceed if you're going to type.
We could follow the trail I found before I have flashlight.
That is true. I mean, we, as scary as a radiation could be, we have means of getting rid of it, and Rusty had quite a bit of RadAway still.
It's now probably about 1:30 in the afternoon, roughly. Poking around with Alfred, trying to do a little bit of that. Probably roughly an hour passes. By the way, Raven, if in that hour you wanted to do any foraging, I know you like to do foraging stuff. I don't know if you would have spent any of that time maybe trying to poke around for any things that are out there. Sorry, I like foraging. Even as a DM in this game, I like foraging. Sorry to always make you do perception and survival tests. I wish there was a little bit more diversity. But in that 1 hour, it takes 1 hour to forage. So if you wanted to run a perception survival test, difficulty 1 finds a number of items on the table equal to your survival score, plus 1 item per AP spent. Yeah, you want to run a test? Trying to think, where are you? My brain. Okay, got it. Let's see what she's doing here. Okay, 1 success. So the roll was again what now? Finds a number of items this table equal to your score. Oh, okay, I see what that means. Yeah, that's weird. So could you now roll a single d20 for me, Raven? Oh my gosh, the foraging page is cute. I have that little guy that gives a little thumbs up there. It's adorable. Okay, you got a 2 here. Let me check. Oh! Narrative storytelling and driven by great dice rolls. Raven, you find glowing fungus. I have no recollection in the rules here as to what glowing fungus helps you make exactly. This is not the infectious type of fungus you got hit with before. But this is the stuff you know from Fallout 76. And
yes, more shrooms.
Yeah, more shrooms. And I think it says you're following these around. What's your survival score? Let's see. You get this many to add to your inventory. Let's see before we go on. Survival of 6. So you're going around, you're picking 6. You can add 6 glowing fungus to your inventory. As you are following the glowing fungus, as Alfred is sort of following you, kind of quietly muttering under his breath, Alfred's one of those great kind of comrades that you can hear him voice his displeasure, not as a burden to others, but under his breath, he's kind of grumbling that, "Oh, I can't see." You've all probably heard Mr. Handy do something of that sort before, where they lament, "My senses just aren't what they used to be. I'm feeling like I'm quite useless." And he's sort of half talking to you, Raven, in knowing that you're a little bit quiet and maybe not talking back often. You're kind of caught up in your thing. "I just wish I could be picking these with you as well. And honestly, it's as if the path we're on right now is getting worse. My vision is even more clouded than before. Is that... What are we approaching up ahead? Is that some sort of... Is that a cave, or am I completely unable to see beyond this border?" He kind of is, you look up, noticing on the path that indeed there is, in this sort of very hilly area, as we've mentioned, there's a trailhead that sort of actually breaks. As you're kind of, again, looking up and seeing around you, that the trailhead intersects with what is actually part of a paved road that goes around into an area you haven't been. This is now facing a different side as you're, again, traversing through, you're exploring, you're picking. I'm sorry I merged a little bit of our storyline there in this hour, but you're venturing around. And with that realization up ahead of you, if you're interested, Raven, you and the party could move forward towards this. And I do want to make a callback clarification. I'm sorry I overlapped that hour of when DK's working on Alfred to where Mac was scavenging things for this. Those would actually be 2 separate hours. I apologize for saying they were one and the same. So Alfred would be worked on till about 1:30, and Raven in her adventure here, kind of just moving the party forward. This is just now post 1:30 at this stage as you're going along. And Raven, I hope you got your 6 mushrooms in your inventory, and let me swap you over to just a little bit of what's ahead of you, because as I say, you're kind of cresting one of the breaks in this very hilly, sort of lower mountainous area. And we're about to go take our break, too. Whoopsies. Yep, there's perfectly what I want to see. Okay. Hopefully, up ahead of you, there is what you can see is a cave entrance. Again, there's a rather rugged, paved road, but it's a mountain road. It heads down, again, opposite of the direction you've all taken in here. This is not a road that connects with Rusty Dusty Bones' farm road. This is coming from effectively the opposite direction. Probably, sorry that I don't know this off the top of my head, but this is probably going from east to west, whereas you guys were going from west to east. And so this sort of road that you stumbled upon, something you really didn't expect, you could see now what this trail, this sort of more scenic hiking path that you were doing, that this is connected to here. There's a little bit of what you might be able to call something akin to a parking lot. There's some burnout vehicles there if people want to scavenge, and I'm sorry that's not really visible on the screen as of what you have here, but the map goes off a bit more onto the side. Can I get a confirmation from my players here? You all have this in front of you. You can see the magic grotto.
Yes.
Excellent. Then let's get your tokens on the map. So again, I want to make that very clear, and you guys can ask any questions. We're going to take our AFK here. It's 9 o'clock. So we'll take a 10-minute AFK to the gang. We're going to run a BRB screen. But I'm happy to answer sort of just general thoughts on this beforehand. So you're coming up, following this trail. Raven was picking mushrooms. Alfred kind of got her attention, pointed a little bit forward. It seems that Raven's mushroom trail sort of led her towards the cave, this sort of area being of that. It was sort of, this, again, mountainous overhang, and now that you've crested a little portion of it, you can see what must have amounted to maybe a tourist destination of some sort, Magic Grotto. Some people are pouring into a location like this. So, any immediate questions before we AFK for folks?
I don't have any questions, but I want to put something out there.
Yeah.
As we approach and as it gets a little bit darker, I notice that it's just getting harder and harder for me to see. So I have the back and thought in my mind that I need to find some spectacles.
Spectacles it is.
My eyes ain't just what they used to be.
I'm going to say, if it's okay with everyone here, that, like you're saying, getting later into the day, that Raven's little excursion of getting some actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I may have driven the narrative a little bit hard there for a second, just to say, Raven, and this is a question maybe also for just Sam and Jim. Did everyone follow directly behind Raven as she went that way? Raven, I don't know if you need to go back and tell the gang. I'm sorry, I sort of accounted and assumed for everyone being in one stacked group, and that was improper of me. Because just for the sake of time, at minimum it takes Raven an hour to go ahead and find those mushrooms. But in reality of finding this whole path and this other area, this might, like you said, take a little bit longer, so it's getting a little dark in the evening. And there's still a lot out here to explore. There's a couple cars, a couple things like that. I'm sorry that they're not elaborated on the map, but we'll fill that in theater of mind style. Zach, hello and welcome. We're about to do an AFK break here in just a minute. Sorry.
It's okay, Al. I live in the clouds most of times, Al. I sure do love shrooms. Holy Mothman, Jim and Sam, they're a cave.
And I assume that as she was kind of trailing off, Jim and I caught notice of it and kind of just followed behind her.
You guys taking a couple paces behind as those two sort of meander along, listening to Alfred sort of, again, bellyache a little bit. Maybe Jim kind of musing a little bit, kind of oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry, I got your eyes there. With that, let's go ahead and take our AFK break. Chat, we'll be back. We're going to take a 10-minute AFK break, so it will be just a little bit. There will be a rolling counter on the screen. To everyone here in our group, get some drinks, whatever you got to do. Take care of yourself. I'm going to take care of the dog, and we will catch you in just a little bit here. Special. I have an idea. It's Louie. Hi, what are you doing? Go lay down, buddy. Okay, we're back. We're back, everybody. I hope everyone in the call is here. I hope you had a good little break there. We got everyone in chat.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello. Jim, we got you in Mac too.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead. I'll flash the character cards just up on screen for folks to see that very briefly. We got Sam, we got Raven, and we got Jim. They are diving into a whole new mystery. They rolled up onto a cave here before we left off. And a little bit of theater of mind. There's more than meets the eye to this little lot out here. We can see that there is a bit of a bus. There are some extra cars as well that are parked along. It's not a very big area, though, I will warn you. Because you're in this sort of mountainousy road spot, I'll just say space is rather constricted up here. If people want to operate at any point in space you can't exactly see, because we're going to be looting in that's fine. But it's just a pretty tight, tucked in sort of spot, and with some broken down vehicles and the rest. Again, prime opportunity for looting if people wish to do that. You all can let us know, though, how you wish to approach it, whether you're approaching quiet, whether you're approaching loud. I just plopped your icons or your tokens down there, but we can technically move people a little further back if folks would like for the sense of scale. So I'll leave that to you. How do you want to go up there?
I'd like to take just a cursory look in this bus. Maybe just through the window. I go up to the window. I put my hands over it and kind of wipe off some of the dirt and everything. And I just kind of see what's in there.
Go ahead and roll me just difficulty 1 on that.
Nothing.
Hard to tell, man. It's dusty window, dark lighting. You can make out shapes that look humanoid in there. Probably not an uncommon sight. Potentially loot for the taking. All yours. Again, there's some small cars nearby too. By the way, I'm going to count this all for a larger loot table. So what all you guys decide to do now is just indicative to me of how I'm going to roll for that, or set it up for that roll. Going in, staying out.
Do y'all want to check some stuff out?
Yeah, sure.
Popping
Yes.
open the door.
Yeah, we'll pop open the door.
So, about as soon as you pop open that door, it comes off pretty easily. It does make some noise. And as soon as you do that, you begin to hear a sound that you're very familiar with as a pack of at least what you can see immediately 4 feral ghouls begin to stand up and unfurl from those spaces, the seats on the bus. That is going to spawn them in there with you. We will go into initiative order right now. Good thing you guys are expert ghoul slayers.
Ghouls, sir.
Ghouls, sir. Raven and Alfred, are you outside the bus? I mean, you are at the time of this happening, so I'm going to guess you're out there. And, you let me know what you're... if you want to get at the bus, you're... Well, actually, yeah, where were you realistically whenever they went in there? Were you hanging back? Just let me know, because it will determine if you just need to close some of that distance before you get in there. Let's show some ghoul tokens.
Was standing with Al.
Standing with Al. Okay. Sorry, putting these little ghouls in the bus all of a sudden. Token. There we go. Show that one. And show that one. As you get in there, you two kind of bust down that front door, and with that sound, you detect that those are not just skeletons in there, Sam, but the shambling remnants of the visitors on this bus. Taking us into initiative order. Okay, so Sam, you are up. 2 ghouls are going to proceed, then Jim, Raven, and 2 more ghouls, then Mr. Handy afterwards.
Can I try to push Jim out of the bus?
Ooh.
Oh.
So that we can get out. I'm going to say, Jim, we need to get out of here. And then push him out because he's kind of blocking my path to get out as well. So, like, kind of, push him and then jump out with him.
I think we could say you use your major action to go ahead and shoo him out of there. And Jim's not going to be fighting you in that sort of case. If anything, Jim, I'm guessing you're prepared as you guys are kind of breaching and clearing a bus. So with that, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. You can use your major action to kind of give him, Jim, why don't you go ahead? So that's what we'll do. He's giving you the major action right now. That transfers into you moving right now. So why don't you go ahead, Jim? You move yourself to where you'd go. That's perfect. And then Sam, you can use your minor action to go there. Now, that would be sort of the end of your turn unless you want to spend AP. Otherwise, that's a cool move. I like that.
I'm good for right now because I will wait for them. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Let's do something fun. I will use AP because I want to, that prepare action that you can do.
You're going to kind of ready it. Yep.
Yeah. I'll ready for them to walk out of the bus, almost like an opportunity attack.
Yes. Let me pull that up, by the way, because, again, we don't do that enough, and I want to educate myself. What am I looking under? Combat. That's the wrong combat tab. There's so many things. But I like that. Where's my major actions? Sorry. I apologize, everybody. Action points. Here we go. I was looking up the wrong thing. So we are in add extra damage, add actions. I don't know where my list is for that. On my GM screen. Oh, well, I'll find that in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and process their turn before I go ahead and dig that up, but that's perfectly great. I just wanted to see what the name of it was and reread all that from my familiarity. But Feral Ghoul number 1 instead, he's going to get to go first. And I'm going to say a little bit of his movement speed because he's behind this other ghoul. He's going to be a little bit reduced in getting out here towards the exit. He's about actually going to get this far at his best, which does probably bring him into a range where he could take a swing at you. Because these guys are going to go at the same time. I'm just going to, for the sake of it, he's going to use his movement to just go into that area as well. He's kind of stuck there. That's about all Feral Ghoul number 3 is going to get to do. But with that one, Feral Ghoul number 1, I'll spend one of my own action points, given that it was a tight thing in there. So he's going to actually get a higher difficulty on his attack on you, Sam. Are you guys are close enough that if he's still sort of in the doorway of the bus that he could reach at you, or are you guys even further away? Oh, thank you. Sky put it in chat for me. Thank you so much. Instead of me just searching notes. Ready. You describe a situation you expect to occur. You choose a major action you'll perform when it does. And if that action occurs before the start of your next turn, you may perform that major action immediately, interrupting another character's action as necessary. Here was the question. Sorry, did you spend AP to do this? Or you don't need to because of Action Boy? This would be a major action, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would... I don't know if that counts. I don't know if Action Boy counts for the situation, but I did spend an AP.
Where the heck is my ready rolls? I don't even see them. Man, where did you find this, by the way? Is that under combat or something?
Yes. Action Boy is if this does make it more difficult because I did pay to do it, it'll still be the same difficulty.
Oh, right. Okay, so this is a major action. So that would be 2 AP out of the pool, just as a heads up. I think you said you took 1. I don't know if you took the second.
Yes, I'll take 2 out. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sure how much.
No problem. Major action 2, minor action 1 to buy extras. So that's perfect. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, for finding that. I totally did not have that in front of me, and it wasn't going to find it for me in the notes. Okay, so you are ready then with that cost that you already paid. You're right. There's no difficulty on this. So you can go ahead and, as it says, if that action occurs before the start of your next turn, you may perform a major action immediately interrupting the action. So what was your process again there? Sam, if you could re-describe that for me now that my brain's all caught up.
So we pushed DK out. I kind of ran out. I knew that they were kind of going to come out the door.
Yep.
They're not very smart. So I pointed up my rifle and I prepared for them to walk out the door. So which is the first guy that comes out the door, I unload into.
You have that option right now. Go for it. That is right now before he even gets a swing at you. So you have 19 and 8, so you got 1 success. That is all you need to hit him. And go ahead and roll that damage up for us. And that looks like this is the shotgun you hit him with, so you get spread on there. Oh, I'll let you do some of that calculation. That's pretty easy, though, huh? 4 in one spot, 2 in another?
Yes.
2, 4. Oh, 5. Sorry. 5 in one spot, 2 in another. Got you. And his health is not very high. Let's see. Did you nuke this guy in one turn? Let's see. What's his health? 5, 2. So you hit him for 7 total. He is up, but he is literally barely hanging on. Like, you have just blasted bits of this ghoul backwards. He is still there, but he is in a tattered tattered shape. In fact, we'll say that he's got parts of his face and his where'd you hit him again with that? Sorry, it just said torso. So you've actually kind of blown off with that one. Even his like right arm and such, that whole section, just absolutely gone. He is going to make an attack at you here quickly, unless there's anything else from your thing that we need to know. But he's taking that full damage to the face. This guy's not a skilled ghoul. Let's hit that attack button. Roll it. He is doing great on his successes there. He succeeds on his hit to you. He's hitting you in your left arm, and he hits you for 4 damage to your left arm. 2 of that damage is radioactive, Sam. So 2 of that will lower your maximum health. And then 2 of that's just straight from your HP there. If you have resistance or like a damage resistance on your arm, if you have radiation, let me know. Or if you have physical, let me know.
1 physical on the arm. So
we'll take away 1 of that base damage. So you take 1 knock to your health points right away from the claws themselves, and then those 2 radiation points still go through.
Copy that.
Aye. So that turn is over. We've got Jim. You are up. You got Raven on deck behind you.
Okay. Okay. I'm. So the one closest, the one that's at the doorway, is that, how low is that one?
Oh, he's you get the sense that if you were to like punch him weakly, he might just literally splat to pieces. Sam blasted him, and that would have hit a second part of his body too, by the way. So Sam blows the upper body and his right leg, so it must have hit him like two times on the right side of the body. He is sort of just a shell of a ghoul.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's do. Okay, I'm gonna use my the old pipe wrench, and I'm gonna go smack that guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll up, what is that, your melee and strength then.
Okay.
Is that the right weapon name? Kyle's brain is too small. Yeah, melee weapons, that's the word I was looking for. So, Oh, and he has a difficulty 1, by the way, to hit.
Okay, all right.
Ooh! Nothing on that one unless you want to do anything else. I mean, again, how much... If you guys have action points, you could always spend 2 more to do something. I don't know that you want to use a luck point on a ghoul, but...
I'm just going to pass.
Okay, Raven, that's flopping to you. You're up. And then there's a little bit more, Sam. You're long term on deck, but you're Raven and a couple NPCs away. Uberlord, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Sorry for me still getting my DM land legs. It's all new territory, and I love it. Also, to Sky, thank you again for digging the rules out for me. Anytime I get stuck like that, I do appreciate it. That's very helpful. My brain sort of seizes up when I'm like, I know it's somewhere here, and I have no idea where. I built this database, and I don't know where it is.
Well, I was about to say that you built the database to make it super easy to find that stuff, so...
And it returns me when I need it. But I'm very happy that you guys are using it. That makes me the most happy of all. I'm happy that it's proving to be an asset.
I see Sam push Jim out of the bus. Then seeing Sam nearly gut a ghoul and Jim whacking it, I ready my bow. Upon seeing Jim miss the ghoul, I send our arrow right into its chest.
Go for it. Roll it up. Easy difficulty. One shot for you there. Not a toughie at all. And you're in perfect range for your bow.
Okay, what dice do I roll?
Oh, that's your combat dice for that. This is your bow attack stuff. What's that? Your athletics and strength or something, I think? I think it's athletics and strength. Got it. There you go. By the way, I just want to call out, there is actually, Sam, we did that without even like having a formal role in mind. We did the thing where you looked for these guys completely correct by the book. That just is an interesting fact about these feral ghouls. They're hard to tell apart from other corpses. It takes a perception difficulty of at least 2 to spot the creature, which is currently playing dead, often used to ambush near passerbys. I didn't know that was a rule, but that's very cool. Damn, now you guys gotta check every corpse. You're gonna be poking them with sticks from now on.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, Raven. So you hit your thing. You absolutely knocked that thing to bits and pieces. Ghoul number 1, you are absolutely destroyed. That was an easy shot there, Raven. Yeah, technically, it says hitting the right arm, but he didn't have that to begin with in this case. So he is gone, stumbles down, falls out of the bus right at the feet of Jim and Sam there. Anything else you want to do with your turn? I don't know that you used your minor action. If you still have your minor action, maybe you readying your bow counted as that to you. Maybe you didn't have it out at the ready. I'm not sure, but if you feel like you still have a minor action, we like to play a loose homebrew sort of version of the rules where we use them as guideposts more than anything else to keep the narrative story all flowing. That's what I'm always most interested in.
I used to it to ready to my bow.
Aye. So with your turn concluded, unless you're spending any other points, you can flag me down if you do want to do that, Raven. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and process their turns. Because Ghoul 4 and 2 are in the back of the bus. You know, we're using the map. Ghoul 2's going to use his major action to pop open the top of the bus hatch. And he's going to use his minor action to crawl up and through. And I think Feral Ghoul number 4 is going to follow that tactic and just crawl right up after him. Feral Ghoul 2, we're going to say completely expended all of his things, opening and going up there all in one. Feral Ghoul 4 simply just followed him up there, so I think he's got maybe some more distance. I'm willing to throw in an extra action point for this too. That he might... I think Feral Ghoul 4 is going off, and I think they're going to use all of their thing in movement just to get close to Raven and conclude the turn there. So Feral Ghoul 2's staying. Feral Ghoul 2's on the roof, so people know that. That is on top of the bus. Feral Ghoul 3 is inside of the bus still. That is bringing us around to Mr. Handy, and Sam, you're right behind him on the queue here. Does anyone have any... Mr. Handy's right there. Any preference? He could just go in for... He's got his buzzsaw. He's got his fire attack. I don't know if anyone actually cares or has preference to command him to do anything.
Is his current ailments going to affect him at all in combat?
I did say... I said I've been... Let's roll a die for it. I said earlier both. I had said it wasn't going to have a big impact, but it was affecting his perception. So I think that sounds... I think it's maybe a -1 to his perception, but I'm going to roll a die just to be sure. We're going to roll a d20, and if it's a 11 or above, he's going to have perception problems. No, he is not, because he's at close range. He got a 3. So at close range like this, he is fairly well able to see things. At least as we have everything now. Considering you're all there, probably a buzzsaw attack feels better.
Yeah, I was gonna say in that case, I yell out to Alfred, chop him up.
He rolled a 5 and a 20. So with that, he has snagged himself a complication. I think he's probably leaning forward, going in for that. I was struggling to figure out his complication here, just because I don't want to impose anything on Raven necessarily, but he is going in right on you two, kind of swinging a buzzsaw around right at you. He is going to connect with the ghoul, and he does a measly 1 point of damage, and I think this actually gets reflected off by the ghoul here. So that's all a scrapped roll. I think that's all he's going for is, he goes in, he tries to swing that blade. That ghoul already not using its action point up to this point, being fairly well prepared for it, and with Alfred's sight already impeded there, the ghoul easily kind of pushes Alfred off to the side. Maybe actually, you know what? He's going to throw him so far as that Alfred kind of crashes up against the wall, not damaged, but thrown out of the fray there. Sort of uses almost the Alfred's momentum against him in that kind of case. Fresh ghoul, fresh energy. So Alfred, being over there, you can see his sensors. Even though he rolled for it and he kind of passed initially, he is now knocked a little senseless over there. So Sam, we're gonna go back to you on that.
I am going to take a few paces over here, just so that Jim isn't too much in my line of sight.
Can I interrupt you 1 second, Sam, Sky, and just say, for some reason, just a heads up, your mic got really loud earlier, and so I turned you down, and all of a sudden, just now, I think it way dropped because I almost couldn't hear you. Night and day difference, whenever that happened.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's being weird connecting to Alchemy and Discord, so I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe that could be part of it. Got you. I'll turn you up for a little bit now, hopefully if people can hear you. Okay.
So I'm going to take a few paces around Jim so that he's not in my line of fire. And I'm going to raise my shotgun at ghoul number 2 up here on top of this bus.
Got you. Go for it. Okay, great. You can add 2 of those AP back into the pool.
Throwing out the damage.
Excellent. Oh, so that ricochet. Ooh, what a weird ricochet number. Okay, so 4, and then 2, and then 1.
Yes, I think that's how it maxes out.
4, 2, 1. So we're looking at 7 damage. He'll reduce that by 1. So 6 damage to the ghoul on the roof, all to the right leg. That means the ghoul's leg has been knocked out from underneath of it. That ghoul comes tumbling down right next to you. We'll say he is prone, ghoul number 2. So he'll have to use an action to get up on the next round. Hurt, very hurt, very hurt. Unless you finish him now.
I will pass on my turn.
Very good. Jim, you're coming up right after ghoul number 3, and then Raven, you're right after Jim. Speaking of Jim, we're just going to stay right on you here because ghoul number 3 is coming right out of that bus, and he is taking a swing directly at you.
Oh.
So let's roll it. No successes on his first. Oh, he just totally coming out of that bus just like any other silly ghoul you've seen. You see when they face plant on themselves. That is effectively what he does. He comes stumbling down and in an attempt to swing at you, almost sort of like falls into your arms in a sense. Like all the attacks go far past and you're easily able to kind of push him back a moment. We're going to use up some AP here on the DM side and go ahead and let him re-roll an attack here. Come on, buddy. Another swing and a miss. These guys aren't great at their attacks. So that's going to bring his turn to a close. And that returns it directly to you, Jim.
All right. So the one, just to clarify, the one in front of me, the one that tried to get me, he's not damaged at all, is he?
I do not think so. No damage recorded on my side for him. He did not get hit.
All right. Well then, let's see here. I will again, for the second try on one of these guys here, take the pipe wrench and go for a swing.
Okay, go for it. Roll it up.
Okay. Come on, baby. Yes.
Excellent. You can put an AP. No, you can't. The pool's already full.
Right.
Actually, though, you know what you could do? And this is something we don't think of a lot. Doing melee attacks, you're on a successful melee attack, you can spend AP to add extra 1d6s. So it's 1 per AP. So if you add anywhere from 1 to 3 AP, you're extending your amount of d6s you could add. And in a case like this, when you guys are full up, honestly, you probably should. You could, any extra AP just gets wasted. It just burns off. So
I'll let's take 3 off, and I'll add them to my d6.
That's right. Go ahead. That's a cool little feature. I don't feel like there's a lot of melee going on. Not enough. Jim, I'm glad you're bringing melee into it.
Yeah.
I'll take those.
He's taking a couple swings.
Okay. So let me go to here. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
2 damage. Okay, well, he's going to reflect 1 of that. It was worth a shot. It was. He's going to reflect 1 of that, and he's got takes that other one. Let's see. You're going to roll torso hit. Just smacking him right in the torso. But otherwise, he's there. Unless you want to do anything else, Jim.
No, that'll do it for mine.
Perfect. Raven, back to you. Sam, again, you're very far on deck in the future. 2 ghouls and a Mr. Handy away.
I'm preparing.
Excellent. Just as a heads up, we're coming up close to the 10 o'clock hour, which is really great for tonight's adventure. That gives you a perfect time to explore around these areas and such.
Okay, I take aim at ghoul number 3 and send a arrow right into his chest.
Ghoul number 3, which one are you? Ghoul number 4, ghoul number 2. Okay, there we go. It's highlighting them again. Okay, so that's the one by Jim is the one you're talking about. Is that right, Raymond? Shooting at the one coming out of the bus.
Yes.
Got you. Go for it. Roll up your arrow attack. Don't forget, by the way, you can also add more arrows to your thing if you wish to. You're always welcome to add more damage. Perfect hit. And he'll take 2 points of that damage. So he has taken 3 so far. One sec here, marking that down. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to do? You still have a minor action. Oh, you took aim. Huh? Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes I read that as just like I'm doing it. Flavor text, but it's a real thing. Okay. Great. So that means you're concluded unless you're spending any more. Ghoul 4. Are you the one? Ghoul 4 is right next to Mac. Okay, he's going in. Ghoul 4, why don't we do it? I'm going to do something where I am going to spend maybe some... Yeah, I'm going to give him a better chance to hit here with some die. Come on, buddy. Spend some AP to get you a better chance to hit. Oh, he rolls a complication. He succeeds on his hit. Raven, he comes in and... as you're shooting at the one by Jim, he's coming in at you after he just had pushed, Mr. Handy off the side with his kind of shifted momentum and energy, all this going down very quickly here. When he makes his lunge towards you and you're kind of already in this battle stance, he's able to get his hit on you, which is going to do... He gets me an AP back. But he's going out. He winds up tumbling down. These guys are all on the ground basically, and he is grabbing at your right leg. He's going to deal 3 damage to your right leg, unless you have any resistances in that location. Right leg resistance. He does no radiation damage to you, by the way. So this is just physical damage. If you have a reduction on there, right leg, that'll go away. But he is now, we'll say that's part of his complication, that he's also now prone. I think they're all 3, face first on the ground, effectively, clawing at your feet. This is maybe one of the least coordinated packs of ghouls out there, but we'll say you woke him up from their slumber early.
I thought he was dead, Mac Groove.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Now, yeah, he's there. He's there next to you, loving you and chewing on your toes. In fact, speaking of chewing on your toes, he's going to go ahead and use another attack while he's down there. He's going to get nothing. No. He eats soil, biting at the ground. You let me know about that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next school, but you let me know about that damage you need to take to your HP there. You got at least 3 points of damage unless you have reductions. Ghoul number 2, I think has to use a major action to get up, I'm pretty sure.
Took 3 horsepower.
Yeah, you did. 3 horsepower. I love that. I absolutely love that. By the way, to anyone in chat, that's the bot misinterpreting 3 HP health points. Oh wow, I also forget about we have the defend major action too, where you can put up your defenses. Sorry, I'm kind of just looking through what my options are here briefly. I'm the one that's unprepared. Yeah, so he's going to use... Okay, so it's a minor action to stand up in this one. So he's going to use the move minor action to stand up. And not that really does too much for him in this case. But goal number 3 is going at you, Sam. Big shocker there. Ghoul number 2. Pardon my thing. I had the wrong number, but that's ghoul number 2 going right at you. Let me see what his damage is. Roll it. He does 1 success to your left leg. By the way, we don't have anyone that has a defense higher than 1. Do we? Is that Jim? No, Jim's got a defense.
No.
I felt like we had a member here that had a higher defense at one point, and maybe that was just a temporary thing I was looking at. Okay, I just want to make sure I was calculating all those hits correctly for all of you, so it would have worked out even better if you had higher defense. So he's going in, he makes the hit. Left leg, we're going to say he makes it while he's getting up there, Sam. He's actually going to use you almost as a way of getting up. He's taking a bite towards your left leg, kind of grabs onto you, and as you're pulling away, sinks in those chompers on your leg, dealing 4 damage to your left leg. 1 of this is radioactive. 3 of this is physical damage. Sam, do you have any armor on your left leg?
No, that goes straight through.
Straight through. 3 damage, so 3 away from your HP and 1 lowering your max HP. So he's chomping on your leg. You're pulling away, and that's when he's kind of like climbs to his full, just stature, kind of lanky and leaning forward. They are still in all these attacks, kind of letting out ghoulish sounds. I'm not hitting my sound effects enough. They're making all kinds of snarls. And I will say it is about at this time that Raven, with her really exceptional perception skills, would think, or at least question, whether she's hearing more of these blood-curdling screams coming from in the cave, or whether these are people right in front of her. She stands right at the entrance to it, the closest than anyone else in the group. I'll just say that much to you, Raven. I'll leave you with that for the next time that the thing comes back to you. That's going to conclude Ghoul's 2's turn. Mr. Handy, I'm going to say, yeah, he's going to get to come forward. He's angry. I'm going to stop you. Get away from my friend. He is flamethrowing it. Screw it. Raven, look out. Wear your fire gear. He blasts his flamethrower forward, engulfing the ghoul in fire. He does succeed on his hit, blasts the ghoul for 3 damage, and now he has a persistent dot on him, the ghoul. So he is not... he's probably around mid-health looking, to be honest. That's going to count as Alfred's movement, and that's going to count as his major, so he is going to pass his turn over to you, Sam. And then, Jim, you're after a ghoul, and Raven, you're after that.
I kind of take a step back from this nasty creature who used me, and I raise my shotgun to fire at him.
Go for it. 2, go great extra 1 in the pool. Get rid of him, Sam. Oh, wow.
2.
So 8 and 4?
Yes.
Without even the second spread on that one, just blam! You blast this ghoul again to pieces as he kind of, what's left of him just slops backwards, kind of down this pathway here towards the blackness of the bottom of the screen. And he just sort of slides down the pathway because this is sort of an incline area getting up to the cave face here. So slides down, and now he's off the map. Ghoul 2, goodbye.
I am going to use my minor action to take about like 3 steps to the left over here and use 2 AP to do another prepare. I know that nasty ghoul number 3 is ready to sink its teeth into Jim Wayne. So I once again raise up my rifle in preparation for it attacking Jim.
Aye. So you spent, sorry, was that 2 AP you spent on that to ready that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. So you're prepared to shoot Feral Ghoul 3, you said, when he goes at Jim.
Yes.
Feral Ghoul 3 is going to do that now. So you are welcome to do that. I think you're blasting him, you said. Ooh!
No successes.
No successes. Fire wide, hit the bus. Because you turned around so quickly. Lucky didn't blast Jim out of there.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I think if the difficulty of this test had been any higher, I think that 19 would have been a
yeah, I know. Complication. Oh, no.
There goes Jim. No, Jim.
Oh.
Oh, the friendly fire. I'm sorry. I rolled right past his turn, didn't I? He still gets to go. I don't know. I thought you just killed him for half a second there.
Oh, jeez.
He's going at you, Jim. You're still his primary target. He's mad and sad. He hasn't gotten his hits. To your left leg. These dudes are all about legs tonight. So to your left leg, 3 points of damage. If you have any damage resistance, you let me know. But 2 of that is to physical, so you'll lower your health points by 2. But then 1 of that's radiation, so you'll lower your max health by 1.
Let's see.
1 for that tracker.
Tracker. Oh, wait.
Raven, by the way, while we're doing this, why don't you... Actually, okay, I have a request while DK is doing stuff, and I'll get to you on this one too, DK. Can I have Sam and Raven each roll me a d20? This is a sort of situational counter in the background is all you get to know. 2, 4. Got you.
Okay, wait.
Actually, that'll tell me as much as I need to know. Yeah. And whenever you're set, Jim, you're welcome to go ahead with your attack. You are up. That ghoul has no more actions. And if you need any help with that tracker stuff, just let us know, because tracking radiation can be weird.
I think I got it. Let's see.
Kyle is leg man confirmed, says Max. That's hilarious. It's funny.
Alchemy.
Say again?
I was just saying, my alchemy is it's not like acting up in a bad way, but it's not rolling the die beforehand, and it's just like shooting them on the screen. So I'm not getting any of that anticipation, which is somewhat nice, but also I don't know. It's fun. It's funny. It's just shooting them straight up on the screen for me for some reason.
Control R might do that's what I always do, by the way, is Control R for a good old refresh of the app. To folks out there in the audience, if you're watching along, I'm just flashing up there some brief stuff about our characters. We got Sam, Raven, and Jim all doing their part in this fight.
All right, I'm good.
Okay, Jim, you are up to go ahead and do whatever attack you want as well. It is your turn now.
All right, goal number 3, pipe wrench time.
Pipe wrench, go for it. Roll it up.
Come on.
Where do we go? Oh, I just moved away from it. What do we have? 2 successes. Okay, you can put one back in the pool and go ahead and run that actual damage attack. It should be still built in there. So, oh, and by the way, you get the same option if you want to spend your AP on that attack again. You generated 1 to the pool.
No, I won't spend any this round.
I went ahead and put that in there for you right now because it's up for me. So go ahead and roll your damage for that.
Okay.
Two damage. Very good. And do you want to roll location die for the sake of it? Those are fun. Or you don't have to, by the way. I sometimes just roll them for... God, see, Mac, it's not just me. Alchemy is a leg man. With him lunging at you, you take a swing and crack him in the leg. This guy, how much he had some gnarly damage to him in the past here. Let me see what he's down to. He's got a little bit more fight in him. Okay. Anything else you want to do on this round here for you, Jim?
No.
Very good. Proceeding on to Raven. You are up. Finish this. Your goal at number 4 looks really bad. And so does ghoul number 3, Raven. They are both bad looking. The ghoul number 4 next to you is on fire. And when he takes his turn, he's going to take some of that damage again. I think he takes it all again, by the way. Persistent damage, and I need to see what it was. It was, he had 3 points total. Oops. What the heck is this? So persistent. If one or more effects are rolled, the target suffers the weapon's damage again the subsequent turn for a number of turns equal to the numbers of effects rolled. Got it right. Right. So in that case, the effect's not like limiting how much damage it does. It's just how long he gets it. So he'll burn for 1 turn. This next turn when he picks up.
Jim and Sam, I think I hear more, but I'll watch that flame raven like fire but not on fire. After get shaken by Al attack ghoul 3 with a arrow shot.
Attack. Shaken by Al attack ghoul. Okay, you're going back for the one by Jim. Go for it. Do your bow attack, Raven. Got him with a hit. What did you do for damage? Ooh, 4 hits. Oh, and just like that, he is down. Where'd you hit him? Right in the arm. And you see that arrow actually just stick him into the side of the bus. Such a good shot there. He's pinned to it, and you can kind of see him just flop forward. Ghoul 3 is dead. Is there anything else for your turn?
Fire 1 at 4 for good measure.
So you're going to spend 2 more. Well, okay, warning. So you are in close quarters with ghoul number 4, and you've used your major action, so you have to spend 2 AP to get your second major action. That will up the difficulty again by 1. You will be looking at a difficulty 3 with your bow. Close range with a bow that is for medium, second attack, and his base defense. Sometimes it feels like I know something about this game. Other times it feels like I know nothing about this game. Oh. Right, while Raven's typing here, I'll show some little pictures on the screen.
Maybe seeing the flame that close make me scare of something.
Oh. Maybe seeing the flame that make me scared of something.
So I drop my arrow.
You're dropping your arrow? Well, just as a heads up, I mean, you're not suffering any mechanical penalty. If you're dropping your arrow, that's perfectly fine. You can either lose it or whatever you want to do. I am going to say, though, this ghoul, instead of us even doing a formal, like, turn swap, while this is happening, you see a bestial rage in this ghoul's eyes, unlike you've seen in really any of the others you've encountered to this point. This ghoul is looking at you, well, looking, hard to say they look, but with its, you can see there's a focus to this. It is grabbing at you with the intention of lifting you. It's going to do this is going to be a competition roll here. That's not the word I'm looking for, but he's going to go ahead and roll anyway. Let me see. Let me put this back on the screen because I need my notes back over here. Let me see what his stats are for that. Okay. Roll up 2 of those, my guy. And I maybe add an extra one to him. Yeah, we'll add an extra one. I'll spend an AP on that. Okay, Raven, he is going to get a difficulty 2 on you, and you now have the option, if you're going to fight against this, to use your, I think it would be athletics and strength is the most appropriate to try and compete against this. With a difficulty, okay. So with that, while Sam and Jim are looking the opposite direction, because this fight is sort of spread out in these 2 areas, Raven, that ghoul grabs you and sort of like picks you up, pushes you, like one of those things where he's just moving you forward, and you are off of the visual map for the time being. And with a very out of kind of, I sort of want to say out of wind, Mr. Handy, calling out behind. It's actually his turn, and gosh, I almost don't know what to have him do for this turn, because he's going to see this. Does he go after you directly, or does he try and wait for the gang? Let's get a... He's pretty stunned. All you hear is, Raven! Oh! He's going to use his turn to go over to the rest of the group to get their attention, and I am going to use his attack. To be clear, narratively, he's going to use his attack this turn instead of even relaying that information to Jim and Sam. You just see him fly in, buzzsaw waving. He is going to... Where is he? Mr. Handy. Let me see. Here we go. Play. Let's do that attack, bud. He's going to do... His pincer attack sometimes comes in handy. He'll do that. Great. He even got 2 successes on it, so he gets an extra. And with that, he does an additional 2 damage to the ghoul. That thing is barely... Oh, wait, that one's dead. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Rewind that. That one died. I didn't take him off the map. Ghoul 3, dead. He doesn't need to do his attack. He's going to use the major action to warn you both. Jim, Sam, he flies over. It's going to be your turn anyway. Ignore my faulty attack there. Sam, Jim, the ghoul, one of the ghouls, they got Raven. And with that, I'm going to say temporary suspension to, well, I kind of want to say it's a temporary suspension to the initiative order. We're kind of just in a loose moment. Sam, Jim, your turns are back to back anyway. So with him coming up and warning you of that, what is your thought? What is your reaction? Are you running into a cave in the dark here after Raven? Are you healing up first? What are your thoughts? Passing it to you.
I want to run in.
Yeah, I will too. I'm not too bad off.
No.
Okay. So as you... Sorry, a little abrupt change of music. But as you hear an odd, eerie silence and just this sort of briefish moment where kind of you've just ended all of these ghouls that came out and attacked you. Now in this just one brief moment of peace before you go charging into the dark, you kind of take note of your surrounding after a bit of a battle, for as fast as it is for the hiking over here. Like you said, Sam, earlier, with the sky getting a little darker into the evening hours, you're facing going into a cave in the dark. Do you all have lights for this? I think someone here does. I think someone had a torch or a lantern earlier on.
Yeah, that was Mac.
Cool. Okay, great. Well, fair enough. Master Sam and Jim, I could try to lead the way, but I will warn you, I can't very well see in the light versus in the dark. Raven, you are, by the way, off the map until otherwise called, I suppose.
Raven feel dizzy, Raven see little ravens craw craw.
Can you guys, I mean, it's like asking you to go, I'm asking you to claw around in the dark. Is the cave actually covered in shadow for you, or is there parts of it that are sticking out? I'm sorry, parts of it just got recovered again. I hope it's actually working decently well there. It is being strange. I can see it's not reflecting my edits on the group version. I'm sorry. I'm doing it in the dark. Sorry, gang. the group version of this does not match Kyle's version of this. So you're in the dark and I'm in the dark both. Why don't we have you all roll a group perception test? Who here's got the best out of all of you? I don't want to drag this out. This cave network is not miles long, but for the sake of no one here having a light in this moment, but having maybe a Mr. Handy's like brief little glow off of his lights and maybe a little bit of optical gain, although his eyes just got damaged. Who here would like to roll a perception test? He's got a little bit of one, although it's damaged. He's got an 8.
Before we try that, I have an idea.
Sure.
If I can try to wing it. I want to go into the bus.
Yeah.
And there are some corpses in here and everything. So I want to take like a femur bone.
Okay.
And then take strips of the clothing and fasten like a torch.
Oh, sure. That sounds fairly easy. Let's have you do the basic test on it just to see. Like a survival intelligence probably would be a good combo. If you want to work something else in there, you can, but probably survival intelligence. Different combo, but...
I will pay a luck to reroll that d20.
Okay. I don't even know what would have happened. You set yourself on fire with the torch. Holy shit! A luck for a torch. What a world. Okay, there we go. That's the spirit. And your survival's not tagged, so that's not a double, is it? You're not tagged in survival.
No.
Okay. You succeed very readily. As you asked for, you have your torch, you light it, and we'll say that makes your traversing a little easier. It still would be good for you two to roll a perception survival. If you want to lead the way, Sam, with your torch, I will give you even like a plus... I don't know, we could give you like an extra boost to your perception or something for a minute because of that. Considering what we're doing, there's no way to fail this test. This should be difficulty 0 anyway, so that's fine. That's good to know. Jim, you want to throw in a die too, just to see what you get?
Sure.
This is more of just a vibe anyway. And I'm not really even concerned about you making a formal test for it so much as just vibe check. Okay. Got the vibe check. So... with that and the little bit of delay you had in getting to this situation, you all start making your way in to the cave. I'm going to try and do a little bit of this. As you start making your way over, you do see little bits of the cave punctuated by light. It's the glow of green mushrooms. This is what Raven was picking outside. This is kind of the path she wound up following that got her here, which, by the way, is a hell of a lucky dice roll earlier that she happened to roll the exact vegetation. She literally opened up your path to this cave that way. And you can kind of see that's almost an immediate sight you'd recognize that this is the continuation of that. And Sam, as you look like you're leading sort of the pack there with your torch again, you come upon what looks like a campfire over here too. I don't know.
Since one of my hands are tied up, I'm going to like sling my shotgun on my back and pull the pistol out of the holster.
Oh, got you. Let's see here. Sorry, getting myself reoriented. And cutting out some of this fog for you here. As you can start to pick up, this area has been used at least a bit by other people that have come by, but cold right now. No embers. For what it's worth in your travel, there is a backpack here, and there's even a holotape in this pack. No body, no obvious sign of struggle. Some food cans here, but nothing out of the ordinary, really.
I'll pull the holotape out of the pack and pop it into Alfred here.
That's a great attempt. He doesn't have any way to play holotapes. He had that way to interface with the data, but he doesn't have any sort of holotape. I don't think they play any holotapes. Ooh. But it is a good attempt. He can hold it for you if you'd like.
Okay, we'll hold on to it until we find a suitable thing to put it into.
Very good. Save that for later.
Dang, another thing Amelia would have been great for.
You need to take her Pip-Boy. You buy it off of her. Hi, how many you got in your vault?
Take it by force.
Oh my gosh. I don't think you guys have it in you.
You're absolutely right.
So with this area, I will ask you all where you kind of want to go. Sam, I'll let you kind of like lead up to the shadows, and because you're kind of wandering in the dark. I don't want to guide you too much. There's other ways you could go, but yeah, I'll draw out around you as you're going around here. We'll let you sort of explore. And Jim, are you up with Sam? Are you sticking with him? Or are you and Alfred over there by the thing? Just out of curiosity.
I'm keeping moving, yeah.
Keep moving with him. Excellent. It is about this location in the cave where you hear multiple screams that are almost hard to discern where or who it's coming from. With a brief look around, you see you're up against. I should have probably cut out some more of that area to you too. But you hear bouncing off the walls in this cave. These blood-curdling screams, one after the other. You don't know if it's Raven. You don't know what these screams are. And at about that time, Jim, you feel a hand come out and grab you from behind in the darkness. A hand that sort of grabs over your shoulder blade and immediately cuts right at your skin right there. Let me see. I'm going to do a quick thing of damage, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on here. To your shoulder, a staggering 4 points of damage as you look over and you see a creature you've never seen before. It is gaunt. It is pale, and in the light of the torch, as it's sort of reflecting off of its face for a moment, you think that you see a ghoul. But this creature is no ghoul, though it has connections to them. You are flanked by a dreaded Wendigo. And we will resume with our combat initiative Sam, in the direction that you... Well, we're going to resume with it in just a second, pardon me. That Sam, in the location that you're walking, and kind of the moment that this is happening to Jim, this is where you wind up seeing of the feral ghoul up ahead. It has almost pinned Raven. It has sort of pinned to the wall here, and you even see another body laying in an area over here as well. Soldier fatigues by the look of it. Initiative order. Let's see here. Where does our creepy crawly go? Our Wendigo gets to open his attack as you've wandered into his cave. You smell this rotting decay as it grabs you, and in that thrust, he's going to use a bit of his extra energy. Jim, he's going to kind of toss you off to the side. Not a big damage. Actually, it's going to do 1d6 worth of damage, to be specific. You take 1 point of damage from falling. He kind of throws you with that bloody claw into your body, kind of tosses you off to the side, this thing being a little bit taller than you, and not strikingly so. But it's going to use some of its extra actions here. It is going after the Mr. Handy next, and it is going to... Let's see what he's got for actions. He's going to do probably a claw attack. Yeah, why don't you, mister, do a claw attack? Good. He gets, well, not good for Mr. Handy. He gets his attack in. Success and generates me an AP, which we like. And then he gets to do... Wow. 5 points of this? 4, 5. To what body part? To one of Alfred's arms, he's about to do 5 points of damage. We're going to see if Alfred has defenses and stuff like that. He's got a defensive 1, so that's accounted for. I don't know what he has. He's got physical damage resistance to all of his body, so I throw one of these away. But he did this much, and he got 2 effects. Oh, that's a lot of damage, Alfred. 3, 5, yes, it would have been 6 points, so he's down to 5. And I don't even know what this is. He does arc damage here. Let's see what that does. Should be a damage effect. Arc damage. Each effect rolled automatically hits one additional target within close range of the primary target. Each additional target suffers half the rolled damage rounded up. Oh, I didn't know that was an ability. Sam, you're right in it, man. He's going for you. Okay, you're getting reverse shotgun. It's come home to roost. Oh, no. So he gets to hit an additional target within close range. Half the damage rounded up. So he did 6. So you get 3. Yeah. So 3 damage, and I'll toss a die for your location. He's gonna go at your left leg. Oddly enough, you got another strike to the left leg. 3 points of melee damage to you. If you have any resistances to that, Sam, go ahead and take those now. I'm going to go ahead and add that 5 to Mr. Handy. His arm is out of whack. I'll look at his critical soon enough, but that does hurt Mr. Handy's arm. With that being said, I will put this back to all of you. I'm going to have Mr... Yeah, Sam, you're going to be up. Jim, Raven's pinned against the wall, so her turn... I'll put it to both of you this way. Her turn is limited by your ability if you can get that ghoul away from her. That ghoul's already hurt, for the record. PP Jackson in chat says, I use my mini nuke launcher at it. Good. Sorry, let me get this a little bit further in shot for the stream here. Sorry about that. These use 2 different overlays. It's weird. Good to see you tonight. Okay. So, Sam, you are up after you take that damage for yourself, and let me apply it to my robot now.
I got it taken care of.
Okay, excellent. Then you are up to do anything you want to do. You have a dreaded Wendigo right in your face.
I'm going to go over here. I'm going to walk over here, or kind of like shuffle over here. I'm gonna. Can I shove this torch into like the rocks, just to get it out of my hands?
Sure.
Kind of shove the torch on the rocks so that we still have light. And then I'm gonna use my major action to shoot the ghoul.
Okay, great. Go for it.
With the pistol I have out already.
Wonderful.
Ooh, 1 complication and 1 success.
Ooh, okay. What type of complication do you think is fair for this? This is something you can help with too. Complications are a negotiable sort of thing. So you are shooting at a person, next to a person with a complication. I would say that's a pretty big risk. I don't know that you necessarily have to hit her, but it might be something with your gun jamming up after this. So you could kind of take it whatever way you want to go. You could shoot Raven. You could maybe have a gun that jams. You could maybe waste a little bit more ammo or something like that with it as well. There's other options too, whether maybe that somehow affects whether your torch seems safe.
Not trying to like save myself, but I would say that because I don't have the ability to shoot more than once, so only 1 bullet's coming out and there was 1 success, so I'm guessing that will hit. So if you want to, like, this gun will jam.
Yep.
Or something like that.
That works perfectly for me. Wonderful. So,
oh my God. Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot. I think I can re-roll it.
Oh, you probably can. Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. It's too late.
No. I don't. I mean, well, it's your choice. I mean, either or. I don't care either way. I didn't think about trigger discipline either. So I'm 6s on it. Take your critical. I guess your complication can be something like you said for maybe it takes your minor action next turn to get that jam undone.
Okay.
I'm 6s on it, man. Either way.
If it's cool, I'm gonna re-roll it.
Do it.
Well, trigger discipline. I had to double check and make sure that it counted.
Go for it.
19.
Okay, well, you still got your hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. You still got your hit.
How funny.
Well, sometimes the dice know what's up. Oh, weird fucking leg shots tonight. We're all addicted to legs. Bam, bam. No one's shooting for torsos or heads anymore. It's all about the leg. 2025. And with that ghoul sort of literally just falls into this area over here. Oh, sorry, Libby, I almost poked you in the eye. I'm sorry, I was trying to pet you.
My legs.
My legs. That ghoul falls down into what sort of is a little bit of a slope down this way. Jim, you're on deck to do your next action here. Sam got anything left he's doing? By the way, that ghoul is dead. Raven, you're now unrestrained, so you're going to follow Jim in the order.
Can I yell out to Jim and ask how he's doing?
Okay, sir.
Wise. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Jim?
I'm feeling fine, yeah.
Is he? Insight check.
How much HP do you have? How much horsepower do you have?
I'm rocking the 10 horsepower.
Okay. If it's cool, I'd like to take... is it for... Take him a minor action? Let me see. Sorry.
I believe it is, yes. I think take him as a minor action.
Then I would like to take 1 AP and use a stim pack.
Yeah, that should be fine. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, then with that I will pass on my turn.
Excellent. Okay, so your health's back up a bit. And then who we off to now? Jim, you're up. You are sort of just like, again, pushed up against it's sort of loose through you. So not damaged, not hurt, and not really prone, but you're sort of like half chested over that barrel when you're picking up to your scene. And he stands in the middle of the room, you know, he went after Alfred most recently and Sam.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I will use. Here we go. I will use my double barrel shotgun.
Oh, okay. Now, are you if you're swapping guns? That'll be a minor action unless you have a reduction to it.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay, double barrels out.
Yep.
That'll be your traditional. Yep, small guns and agility.
Small guns. Here we go.
Ooh, nice. Hold on, let me check one thing too. What's this guy's defense, by the way? Because he's a big boy. What does he do? He has a defense of 1. Okay, so that will absolutely hit. And if you want to go ahead and roll that damage, and also maybe a hit location die too. If we get high enough, it will matter.
Okay. All right.
Whoa! Okay, so that you will want to go ahead and roll a hit. Yeah. So to the torso. Okay, so we've got 2 effects and we've got 5 extra damage, so 7 total. Can you confirm this gun? Of course, I'm guessing has the scatter effect. This is double barrel. I'm just double checking here because I don't know it. It has vicious. Sam, that's what you got on there? You've spread.
Yes.
Oh, it has spread and vicious.
Not vicious, spread, and piercing. At least for mine.
His seems to have vicious and spread.
Oh, that might be the nice aspect of the double barrel.
That might be. That's new to me. Okay, DK, so here's the rough rundown of it. Oh, this is interesting. So for each effect rolled, your attack does the 1 extra hit on the target. We gotta look at vicious though. Vicious. The attack inflicts 1 extra damage for each effect rolled. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna be doing 2 extra damage on top of your hit. By the way, this gun is considered inaccurate, which means when you make an attack, you don't gain a benefit from a minor action. Just as a general heads up, that is not a thing on this gun. I just saw that in here and thought it was worth calling out. So you rolled the 5 combat dice. Those cost extra, counted for extra. So we're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points of damage. And then because of your spread, it's going to go into 2 more locations. So you've got 9. Oh, we should write this down because this one is actually a bigger number. Where's his daily list of things to write it in?
Good going, Jim.
Yeah.
Where the hell did I put my session notes? Don't close them, Kyle. Okay, here we go.
Nice one, Jim.
That is really fantastic hit. Okay, so we did 9, and then we cut that in half. So we round it down, so it's 4. And then we do that one in half, so it's 2, I believe is the correct math for that one. Should be. So 9 to the chest is going to do a critical to him. So he's going to get a bleed out effect. Pardon the delay, but we do got a lot of good effects happening here. So I'll put this in Discord chat. So he's going to suffer that. He's going to suffer on his subsequent turns 2d6 of physical damage because you have him bleeding. So now I just need to add all that math together. So what, 15 points of damage, I think. Yep, okay.
15 horsepower.
That's, well, I didn't, okay. Yeah, didn't mean, I was meant to actually say negative. But okay, that works. So he takes 15 points of damage from that massive blast. And you also hit him 2 other places too, which I'll just quickly roll for. The right arm and the torso again. But those don't leave any huge lasting damage. But you've just knocked him down. Quite a bit of health. You hear it snarl. And actually, it's going to use some of its kind of legendary capability. It is... I think it's going to run. It's going to run into the shadow here really quickly. Jim, as I'm assuming your turn is coming to a close, unless there's anything else you want to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Okay. Raven, we're resuming with you. Making sure I'm documenting my numbers here. Good opening hit.
Yeah, certainly turns the tables a little bit.
It really does. By the way, again, since he's run, he's still going to take that bleeding damage, whether you catch him right this second or not.
He's moving.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed too.
I made the joke on Twitch already, but I realized that they're literally chuds. They're cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
That's...
So we got to get this chud.
That is wonderful. Huh.
I feel a little out of it. I see some dead bodies, but I also see what looks like Jim fighting something. I ready my bow and fire at it.
Oh, okay. You're going to take a shot at it as it trudged into the darkness? Ooh!
Sure.
It's going to be... Yeah, this is a tricky one because you're really perceptive, but he's also in the dark. He's going to get a difficulty increase of 1. So it's going to be 2 difficulty for you to shoot him instead of just a difficulty of 1. Just goes up by 1. Could be worse.
Jim, say a prayer.
All right.
Go for it.
Or
I talked over someone. I'm sorry.
I'll pray to Mothman for her.
Yeah. With that, the arrow falls short. You hear it plink off the wall somewhere in the cave, Raven.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. If that's the conclusion of your turn, it will come back through as a...
Yes.
Now I know the token is potentially visible while he's still in the dark, so I'm not gonna necessarily move that. Your lighting is probably again reduced quite a bit where you are. Add fog. You guys probably can't see much more beyond like this again, right? Like that's about the best of your torchlight. Probably, if it wasn't for that mushroom over here, probably even a little darker.
Maybe I should turn my flashlight on.
As you're all looking into the darkness, if you have a flashlight, if you got a flashlight, maybe.
Yes.
Do you want to use your like minor action to turn that flashlight on or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you ping where you're going to point your flashlight, by the way? I'll let you I'm not going to give you the ability to like sweep the room with it on this turn, but you can like maybe ping where you want to like go and point that beam. He was going like south in that one area. He was headed. I don't know, mine's not letting me ping it.
How to ping?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not doing it for me. It was you right click it or something before and hold down. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, like that. I right click and hold it. That way at the wall? Oh, you're pointing it over there? This way? As you whip your flashlight over that way, you see this. Hopefully that reveals just a little bit more of the cave. How about that? How about that? Is that kind of a... Yeah, that looks okay on the map I'm looking at. So that's what you get on this one. Raven, its turn is up. It is... it reveals itself to be right here with all of you in that uncanny, creepy, disgusting silence where you expect you would hear anything else. This thing appears right out of the darkness, right over top of the one body on the floor. It reaches down and it grabs the body with its left hand. And Raven, as you're looking at it, it does a piercing scream and it howls so loud that they say you can hear it for miles around as this sound blasts out of the cave. Perception tests that rely on hearing will increase by a difficulty of 3 for all the people in this room until the end of the scene. Could put them up to a maximum of 5. So perception tests for making your way around, anything that has to, again, do with hearing in that way. And that is even going to mean probably a little bit of the inner team communication is a little bit probably more challenging as it lays out that how. So as it has this body in its hand, does it scream? Is it going to do an extra thing? I think it just runs back into this corner here. There's a pathway further down there. Oh, we're getting so close to the end of time, gang. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to like... what's the gang want to do? I mean, we could rush to finish this, or we could put a pin in it. And it's one of those things where I don't mean to have like combat go over 2 weeks, but I also don't know that you guys want to like have this whole thing. I feel like I will have to weaken it for you all to kill it in probably 7 minutes, just based on how long time takes. Just as the cards are on the table for everyone to decide how they want. I can be super flexible like this. You let me know what you want to do.
Mom, is that you calling me?
I don't know. What are you going to say, Sam?
I was just going to say it probably ultimately boils down to Mac.
Yeah.
but I don't think this is a whole
I think we got this. Let's try.
Okay. All right, I'm done.
Okay. He's going to conclude his turn. Mr. Handy's not going to do anything except retreat back this way. Sam, you are up. You guys could run away now, actually. That's an option that you could conclude this in less than 7 minutes.
That body was it a skeleton?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
But there is a skeleton that it was laying on top of.
I didn't know if that was like the body.
Good question.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were for sure that it was alive or not. Okay, I'm gonna grab the torch.
Well, you don't know if it was alive or not. It was a body. It wasn't a skeleton. Whether it's alive or not, I don't know.
Particularly in the sense that I absolutely would have known it was dead if it was the skeleton. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely, yes, 100%.
I'm gonna grab the torch run after it.
Okay. You have just entered an extremely high radiation zone. You instantly feel exceptionally sick. Sam, you need to roll 5 combat dice to determine how much radiation you are hit with going into that. By the way, I also... how about this? I will also toss you this deal. I think in reality, Sam probably delved right into that. But I do want to call out an above board that if you want to take half the damage, you could walk out of it too. So kind of whatever you're feeling in that case. Let me just check my environmental graph here for a second.
Okay, I'll walk in and walk out.
You'll take 1 point of radiation damage then. And as a sort of fun, you do catch just a glimpse at the end of this hallway of the Wendigo whenever you do that. And you notice 2 things in doing that, Sam. One, it is trying to feast upon the person that it has taken. You hear biting and slopping. And on top of that, I don't know that Sam would like fully get this, but you notice he is looking healthier where he is. That in that brief moment that even you look over, you can see this skin that's pulled extremely taut, extremely frail looking and just placid, putrid, ugly. It's actually like clawing its way back together and healing up that wound that Jim just inflicted upon its chest.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Me too. And I will say that, like, you're specifically in a spot here, by the way, where I'll say, just to make it simple for people, about as soon as you turn that corner, like, is where, you know, you're really close to the radiation right now. So about as far in as it takes to see where he's sitting is about where you start to get hit with radiation. And I think from what you know of how this thing has acted so far, that's not any kind of, like, accident, right? Like, it's retreating to a spot in the cave where it knows it has the high ground, if it's healing over here and stuff like that. And Jim, you're on deck, by the way, after Sam here.
I'm sorry. I'm really, this is a lot. There's a lot of things at play. I am going to use an AP to get my minor action back and take just some diluted RadX.
Ooh, okay.
Not diluted RadX, sorry, RadAway.
That's what I thought anyway. I never did the two part. So you're getting rid of radiation on you.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it.
Could I lean to like, and I mean, I'll still take the damage. Like I'm
Sure.
fine with taking extra damage, but like, could I lean and take the shot because I don't know what else I would do with my major action.
Yeah, I'll let you. He's far enough down the hall, though, by the way, regardless of what gun you're firing with, it's going to be a medium range shot there. Just as a heads up. He's just out of like close range because he's down a hall and it's sort of, you know, it's not like you're standing in the exact room with him. Sorry, the map's a little. So he'd be a medium as long as that's cool. If your gun's close, that just ups your difficulty by 1 to hit him.
Okay, I mean, technically the one that I have out right now is the pistol, so I'm just gonna rock with that to be fair, since I didn't pull it out, pull my like rifle out or anything.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna do that.
Oh,
Heck
nice! You got him. Go ahead, roll it up. Oh, wow! That's a lot of damage. 6 damage to the left arm. Wow, with a pistol at medium range. So he can absorb. Wow, he's got a massive damage resistance on him. He takes only 1 point of that damage. He's resistant to a lot of it right now. All of those shots, though, that hits him. You can see it hit him hard, and it kind of like you can see it barely looks up from what it's doing to turn around and see you. It doesn't even really show an interest at that moment. Conclusion of your turn, or anything else for you?
I'm ready to pass it on.
Okay. Jim, you're up.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to move here, so I'm gonna move. Use an action to move.
Go for it.
Okay. So I used a minor, right?
Correct. That's your minor action to move. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I gotta pull out a longer range, so I'll pull up my pipe bolt action.
Okay, so minor action to move. It'll cost you an extra AP to pull out that weapon this turn to do a second minor action. So you can do that if you take that point out of the pool.
Okay.
And then you got your gun out.
Then I'll go ahead and shoot.
And just for the record, to actually be in range to hit him, we'll have to scoot you the whole way up here. And whenever you do cross that corner, we'll toss you a point of radiation damage. Sam, did we do that to you on the second round? We did not. When you reached around here, right?
Yeah, by all means, I'll do it.
So 5. This is a heavily irradiated area. You've got 2 Vault Boy heads. Why did we subtract? Oh, we subtracted half of it because you stepped out of it last time. This time, where you are, I'll still do halvesies on these because you guys are playing it like close to the wall there. You take 1 more of that, Sam, and then go ahead, Jim. Go ahead and do your gun stuff, and I will go ahead and roll for your radiation. So you're doing small arms and agility. Oh, bummer. With a complication like that, I mean, again, if you have a thought on what you want to do with it, here's the thought I have. You got 4 Vault Boys worth of radiation, so 4 points of radiation coming at you. I feel like probably because of where you are, you're maybe taking even more of that since you're near the barrel. And I think maybe that's not halved on you would be my suggestion for complication. Unless you want to re-roll that, I'd say you're probably going to take the whole radiation damage that round. Although, I mean, if you want to do something else with it, we could negotiate that down too, because these are open to interpretation complications. Maybe it's just that you fall over those shells there and wind up losing your major action next turn or something. Or maybe even it's just your minor action to get yourself back up. That'd probably be more fair even. But you're still in the radiation then.
Okay.
So what would you like to do? Do you want to have your characters upright and take some more radiation damage, or do you want to be having to recover from prone next round, which loses a minor action? More radiation or minor action?
The prone.
Prone? Okay, so take 2 points of radiation damage there, Jim.
Okay.
And your character is knocked prone, sort of, going in to take that shot and falling down here. I will say, I think also, we'll roll you we'll roll one combat dice worth of the radiation when you're kind of getting up the next turn, because unlike what we're kind of saying for Sam, who's sort of ducking out of it a bit more, you're still sort of trapped in it a little bit. And I think that brings your turn to a close unless you have anything else you want to do. Raven, we're over to you.
No. Okay.
I think I have an idea of what's going to happen here. Raven, we're past our 11 o'clock bedtime. I do have a feeling this fight's going to renew next week if you guys are okay with this being a split battle. Unless Raven's doing an all-nighter, which I'm all for.
Yeah, sorry at bedtime.
Okay. Well, gang, we are on a cliffhanger for next week then. I want to thank you all for joining in, for tuning in. We can do a little bit of a wind down here anyway. I hope that gives everyone kind of ideas for the next week. I'll say this much above board, too, to give this to the team here. That what you gather from him is that the longer he's standing in that radiation, the more he's healing. And so, how to get him out. How to change the dynamic of this situation. That's the homework for next week. I hope you all had fun with it.
Do have mine.
Don't know what that means.
I wonder if she means she has a mind. I have some ideas brewing.
Good.
Stuff like that. We'll see.
Good. I hope it was an enjoyable session. You got a good chunk of XP out of it, even though we don't dish it out in the old-fashioned way. We do it more like chapter style. That does mean you guys should be thinking of perks for the near future, because based on what happens with this fight, what happens in the next little bit in your journey, you should be leveling up here in the next session or two. In fact, I would probably think it would be next session, to be very specific. Again, depends on what you kill, what you get done. But that might be a very important thing for people to also put in their homework, is be looking at some other perk cards. Maybe you'll be relishing, looking at some that you would really like to use for right in this fight. Lamenting not having them right now. Anyone else have questions or thoughts before we begin winding this down this week?
No, I think it's just about us thinking about next week.
Good.
We got to come up with some plans.
Man, what about am I helping? Am I cheating over the table when I say, what about the robot? I don't think he gets radiation damage. I don't know that he can help you much. He sucks at his tasks. You need to fix him, by the way, for me. As your GM, I'm telling you, please fix this fucking robot, because I love him and the Protectron, but damn, do their base combat damages suck. They just miss so often. And so you guys need to do some serious overhauls to these. Give me an NPC worth fighting with, or whatever.
Good night. Don't let the Bidens bite.
Good night, Raven. Thanks for playing. Yeah, you got a hell of a mission up ahead for next week. So to the audience out there, we'll close this out for the Twitch stream. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. There's going to be, of course, a resumption of the battle next week. And then we'll be taking it to YouTube fairly soon to get, some extra stuff up there. We might even multi-stream some of these up there too. That could be a fun thing to attempt. So to DK, to Sky, to Mac, thank you all for joining us. To all of viewers in the audience, thank you for joining us. And we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow on stream, usual time, usual thing. But then next week we'll be back on Sunday for this around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. To Twitch, I say